Okay, I figure we can start now. Yep. We can start now. Yes, we can. Okay, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Commonwealth Club online channel tonight. Now, the Commonwealth Club is the place where you can learn how to access, how to obtain, how to retain, and multiply godly wealth in this season. So if you are interested in becoming super wealthy without corruption, without theft, without cultism, without rituals, this is your place. This is the academy. My name is Muyiwa Afolabi. I'm a business coach. I'm a teacher of the Word of God and a social reformer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Transformation. Now, being aware and in response to the very challenging economic environment, hyperinflation, the cost of goods and services escalating like crazy, and all that, and the exchange rate and everything is just getting very messed up. Many people are confused, many people are discouraged, many people are worried, and they're anxious about their financial future. The Commonwealth Club has put in place, in partnership with Africa Transformation Network, that's an NGO that is Pan-Africa, we have put in place a financial support scheme that will help you preserve and even multiply the value of your funds for up to 300% in record time. Now pay attention, it is not an investment. Don't think of it as an investment. No, it is not an investment. It is not a loan facility. No, it's actually a support scheme that we have partnered to put together. That's the Commonwealth Club as well as Africa Transformation Network. So it's supposed to support you and help you to tidy up future bills and sudden and unexpected expenses. So you need not be a victim of these hard times or be afraid of your financial future, right? So for inquiries on how we can support you and how this works, simply send Commonwealth, simply send it via WhatsApp. That's Commonwealth on WhatsApp. Send it to 0802 569 6670. That's 0802 569 6670, and we'll share with you the details of how it works. It's a support system, it's a financial support system. It is not a loan facility and it's not an investment. Be curious, find out how this works, and I promise you, you'll be glad you made inquiries because it's really going to help and support you at this time. Yes, so you're welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you on this particular video right now tonight. For those that are with us live, thank you for joining in. For those that will watch subsequently, thank you for tuning in as well. Very quickly, I want to delve into the conversation tonight that I have titled The Number One Key Wisdom for Wealth Creation. The number one wisdom key for wealth creation. No, that's the title now. The number one wisdom key for wealth creation. The number one wisdom that is quite key to wealth creation. The number one wisdom that is key for wealth creation. How do I mean? I mean, there is this wisdom. There is this one that is the number one, and it's key for wealth creation. If you're listening to me right now from wherever, there's some things I want to share with you, especially if you're an African and if you are a Nigerian. I want to share some things with you. My intention tonight and on this video is to perhaps work on your opinion about wealth. To work on your opinion about wealth. Your thinking when it comes to scarcity. That's your scarcity mentality. Your opinion about wealth, your scarcity mentality, and your true entitlement. Your opinion about wealth, your scarcity mentality, and your true entitlement as a Nigerian. Let me share this number with you. In January 2022, this year, January 2022, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, that's the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, they have a database, and the data revealed that as of this year, 2022, Nigeria has got in reserve 208.62 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. 208.62 trillion cubic feet of natural gas in January. This is according to the data revealed by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. That's the data. 208.62 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. So let me further break this down so that you understand what I'm talking about. So as a Nigerian, we're 200 million, estimate 200 million Nigerians. As a Nigerian, if you divide 208.62 trillion cubic feet by 200 million Nigerians, that means every Nigerian, including a baby, including someone that is in his 90s or 100, is entitled to at least 1 million cubic feet of natural gas reserve. 1 million cubic feet of natural gas reserve. That is what you are entitled to as a Nigerian citizen, as a native of Nigeria, and as a Nigerian citizen. That is what you are entitled to. Now, the reality is, based on your nurture, the people that raised you, the environment where you're raised, the people that influenced you, based on your exposure, based on your training, both academic training and home training, based on the way your mind has been wired over time, based on how you think, based on how you think, that's your mentality, your perception and interpretation of things, of people, of events, of life, the way you think, your mentality, you do not think you are entitled to this. You do not think you are actually entitled to 1 million cubic feet of our own natural gas reserve. Now, I'm talking about natural gas. I'm not talking about crude. I'm not talking about bitumen. I'm not talking about gold. I'm not talking about other things that we have in abundance in this land. You don't feel entitled. You have been raised and you have been trained and you have been wired and you have been programmed to think, to reason, and have and possess not the mind of a business owner, but of a salary earner. The mentality of an earner, not an owner. You've been raised to earn, not to own. You've been raised to collect payment for qualifications, certifications, profession, ability, and skill. You give it to an employer in exchange for money. You have been raised and developed to earn, not to own. So it appears very distant. I don't feel entitled as a human being to owning an oil company. You don't even want to consider it. You don't want to think about it. It's not even anywhere in your vision to own an oil company. And human beings, exactly like you, in the same country, with a different exposure, thinking, mentality, nurture, are owning oil fields and oil company. Why do you think you're not entitled? Why do you think you shouldn't own it? I can share it with you. You see, wealth is extremely critical in impacting a generation. If you want to impact your generation, you need wealth. You know why? Because whatever you do whilst you're on earth is your eternal record and your eternal reward. Whatever you're able to carry out as a human being that lived on this planet for a season, your sojourn and the impact you made on humanity is what will determine your never-ending reward. the lives you're able to touch, either directly or indirectly, the transformation you're able to cause, either directly or indirectly, the changes, the good changes, the improvement, the lives you are able to make better, either directly or indirectly, is what will account for your works and your judgment and your forever, eternity, never ending reward when you show up in heaven. To disdain wealth, to ignore wealth, to think small of wealth, is to, by implication, diminish the power and potential of your destiny, and is to subjugate the quality of your eternal reward. Wealth is strength. Wealth is impact. Wealth is power. Wealth is extremely important. But the environment that raised you and those that raised you, and I'm not just talking about home and school and the society, I'm even talking about the religious environment that perhaps nurtured you, perhaps also designed you and restructured your thinking to be afraid of prosperity and afraid of wealth. Religion, to an extent, have taught us not to want wealth. They raised us, especially we that were raised 50 years ago, 40 years ago, perhaps some 30 years ago, were raised to think rich people are sinners and they're going to hell. We're made to believe the reason why the poor exist is because of the greed of the rich. We're made to believe that wealth, excessive wealth, in quote, is sinful, and poverty is humility. We had songs like, this world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You know, songs that make you disdain wealth, power, access, influence, and making substantial impact on earth. No matter how brilliant, how intelligent, how smart, how great, how healthy you are, without wealth, you are very limited and restricted in the kind of impact you can make in this world. You need resources. So the upbringing has messed up perhaps the minds of many of us to disdain prosperity, to just think comfort is all we need. Let me just go through this world with the ability to pay my bills, pay school fees, pay rent, buy a car, and live humbly. Oh my goodness. What exactly do you think your destiny is for? Your destiny requires funding for there to be great impact. You are not a mediocre. You are not a lamp that should be kept under a bed. The word of God says you are a city set upon a hill, and men should see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Please tell me, my brothers, my sisters, what good works can you do without cash? What good works can you really do in really magnificent impact without money? Money answers a lot of problems. Individual problems, the problems of communities, the problems of the society, the problems of nation. Money solves problems. Yeah, many people believe money causes problems, but it's not true. Money is not the root of all evils. That's a lie. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. It's a lie. The love of money is the root of all evil. When your ambition is money itself, not what you can use money to do, then you've missed it. That's what that scripture is talking about. The love of money, having it and holding onto it, is the root of all evil. But when you earn so that you can fund and cause others to prosper and liberate people and bless people and solve problems, pay for surgeries, pay for research in cancer, pay for all kinds of things, people that are in flooded areas, people in areas with earthquake, people in areas with starvation, people that are hungry and they are broken and they are in lack and they are people in God's image and God's likeness. And God began to talk about this. Jesus, when he was on earth, he says that if you did not do any of this, this unto any of these ones, you didn't do it unto me. When they are hungry, you're supposed to feed them. When they are homeless, you're supposed to take them in. When they are naked, you're supposed to clothe them. When they are in prison, you're supposed to feed them. You are supposed to touch the world. You're the light of the world. You're the impact. You're the representative of Christ. Christ in you, the hope of glory. You are the book read of men. You should shine in the midst of the darkness. Without money, you can't shine. So your mind has been redesigned to think, in fact, to reject success. And the mindset begins to get set by the people around. You come as a child with a blank mindset, and your parents, who were so broke and perhaps religious without understanding, as you venture into the world and you begin to build wealth, and begin to create, they'll tell you, take it easy, slow down. You say, be careful. Remember the son of whom you are. And the person that is being referred to, the parents that is being referred to, they were poor, they were broke, they were wretched, they had nothing much to offer you. You didn't come from an advantaged background. You had to work much harder and read and study much harder and put in much more effort than your contemporaries that had privileged backgrounds, because their parents were not afraid of being wealthy, and they want to raise you with the same mentality of embracing poverty so that your children also can suffer all they have suffered. A progressive generation is the one that hands over the baton to a child to go on with the race, not the one that returns the child to the starting line to begin the race again. To think in your mind that where you started should be where your children started is wickedness. Your ambition is to give your children and those that you account for as your children a leverage, an edge that you did not enjoy. And you see many of us growing today, and every time we want to venture, some of us are afraid of some kind of money. When some people, money come into their hands, when they get money, they can't hold on to it. So they spend it lavishly. They become restless, they become anxious, they become tensed when a certain amount of money they are not familiar with is in their account. So someone that has been getting businesses about 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, suddenly 100 million hits the person's account. For the next 5 days, the person will be able to sleep. Anxiety, tension. 100 million in my account, 100 million in my account. The person cannot hold it, cannot handle it, because it is distant, it is alien, it is unexpected. The person has not been raised to be able to remain calm, even with 1 billion in his account. And you now see such a person that has been dealing with 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, suddenly has 100 million in their account. So person with, what are all these cars doing in front of me? Don't they know I'm in a hurry? And they begin to break the rules. They'll run against traffic light. They will face one way. And when you try to caution, it says, come on, do you know who you are talking to? 100 million. 100 million cannot buy 2 brand new SUVs successfully. The top models of a Toyota Land Cruiser, top notch. You can't buy it. But because there is a gap in the way the person sees money and the way money truly is, the person cannot relax and handle it well. The mentality. You're afraid of prosperity. You're afraid of money. You can't hold it. So when a little money, 10 million, enters your hand, hey, let's go to the club, man. Our guys, they will do this and do that. Let's go to the club. And you will squander it. Then you will follow women and you will squander it. You will rent apartments for 2 or 3 girls in different places. You go to a highbrow area and rent an apartment. You buy expensive cars that you do not need. You'll be popping expensive champagne that you do not need. Why? They must know that money has come. And money is actually a visitor to whomever it is that does not know how to hold it. Then it will develop wings and fly away. Your personality, your composure, your decorum should not flinch or change if your account has 200,000 or 200 million. You should stay the same, because you should make money. Money should not make you. What exactly is wealth? What is wealth? It's simple. It's an abundance of valuable possessions or money. Simple, very simple definition. An abundance. That's the key word. An abundance. That's the key word. An abundance of valuable possessions or money. Now, there are 3 steps to building wealth. 3 steps to building wealth. Number 1, make money. Number 2, save money. Number 3, invest money. If you want to be wealthy, number 1, make money. Number 2, save money. Number 3, invest money. But the question is, for the majority of us, why is it difficult to build wealth? If all you need to do is to make money, save money, and invest money, why is it difficult to achieve? I'll tell you why. Number 1, people don't know how to make money. People don't know how to make money. The thinking is, I'll get a good job, get a good salary, I'll be rich. It's not true. I'll start a business, earn money from the business, I become rich. It's not true. That's just basically income generation. That is not how to create wealth. To get a job that pays you salary is making income, is not creating wealth. To start a business that brings in revenue is basically generating income. It's not building wealth. It is different. People don't know how to create wealth. People just generally think getting enough income is making wealth. That is not how it is. Let me tell you this. To make money and to grow wealth, your income, listen to this, your income must always be higher than your expenditure. Your income must always be higher than your expenditure. That means what comes in must always be higher than what goes out. That's how you would always consistently have excess, 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 and that's how abundance is created. At every point in time when your expenditure is higher than your income, you are slipping into poverty, into lack. And the longer your expenditure is higher than your income, as long as it is, and it is perpetual, you become poor, no matter how much you earn. So it's not about income generation. Creating wealth is always about the difference. The difference between your income and your expenditure. Becoming wealthy simply means that at every point in time, as much as possible, 99% of the time, what comes in must be higher than what goes out. Now, this is the trick, and this is where people miss it. Whether you like it or not, sleeping, waking up, no matter what you do, just sleeping and waking up, if you do nothing, your expenditure grows naturally. Even if you refuse to do anything, your expenditure grows naturally. Now, if you do something like you choose to go to school, your expenditure will grow. The kind of school you go to, your expenditure will grow. The kind of course you study, your expenditure will grow. The kind of house you choose to live in, your expenditure will grow. Your choice of transportation, your expenditure will grow. As you age, the quantity and quality of food you eat, your expenditure will grow. Then you get married, your expenditure will grow. Then you have children, your expenditure will grow. Then they go to school, your expenditure will grow. Then you have to pay bills to power supply. You need to pay bills to diesel and petrol. As you live your life, you pay your bills, you pay for your spouse, you pay for your children who also will go to school, who also will need to eat, who also will need clothes on their back. As they age, you keep changing their clothes, you keep changing their shoes, and you keep changing their books, and you keep paying school fees, and you keep taking them to school and back, and all that stuff. And you have electronics, you have chairs that will at one point get old and you need to replace. As long as your life is existing, your expenditure will keep climbing. Now, the reason why a lot of people are not wealthy is because they don't pay attention to the rate at which their expenditure is climbing to ensure that they also drive up their income. So they hand over the power and the responsibility of increasing their income to somebody that does not really care, the employer. So it doesn't matter how much and the rate at which your expenditure is growing and climbing, your employer will not pay you anything based on your expenditure, your employer will pay you based on the value you are adding to the business and the income the business is making. Let me reiterate that. No employer pays any employee based on the employee's responsibilities and liabilities and expenditure. Giving birth to a brand new baby does not mean your salary will be increased. Giving birth to 2-3 babies does not mean that your salary will be increased. When you get married, it doesn't translate to salary increase. Your employer does not use those parameters to determine how much you get paid. Your employer will determine the general revenue of the business as number one consideration, then your own personal value addition to the business to determine how much you receive. Now, if that particular amount is fixed for a long season or does not enjoy the same rates of growth as your expenditure is climbing, you will not be wealthy. It is not prayer and fasting, it is intelligence. So sitting in the same place and praying every single day for a promotion, for an increase in salary, and all that cannot help you because your responsibilities and liabilities and bills are not sitting down. Then when you also live in an environment where the inflation is as crazy as that of Nigeria currently, the value of what you're earning is even getting diminished. So in basic numbers, you may enjoy a salary increase of maybe 20,000, 40,000 more. But if the inflation rate is at double digit of about 15, 16, 17%, it can wipe out the total value of increase and even the previous value of your money. Let me explain this. You see, the day when a loaf of bread in Nigeria was 250 naira, your salary perhaps was 500,000. If today a loaf of bread is now 750 naira, or in some places 1,000 naira, it means that your salary has to be multiplied by 4 before you can be earning what you were earning before the value can be as what you were earning before. So if the cost of a loaf of bread is now times 4, from 250 to 500 to 750 to 1,000, it means you're 500,000 before you can be at the same value of worth in your income as when it was 250,000. Your salary must be increased to 2 million before you can be at the same rate of purchasing power that you were at when bread was 250. That's exactly what I'm trying to make you understand. So if bread, just using that as an example, jumps within a year from 250 naira to 1,000 naira, your salary to match the inflation must jump from 500 naira to 500,000 to 2 million. That's when you are still living the same life. Is that the case with you? If your income is not increasing at a faster rate than your expenses, you can't be wealthy. Why is it difficult for men to build wealth? Number 2 reason, most people don't know how to save money. Most people don't know how to save money. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever save money because you want bank interests, especially in a place like Nigeria. Interest on your savings, I've not seen a 5% annual interest on your savings. I've not seen it with any bank. But the inflation rate is at around 17, 16, 14% per annum. Now, if you get a 5% interest on your money in the bank, and the cost of goods and services have jumped by 17%, the total value of that money, including the interest, has diminished. So any money in any savings account is daily losing value. That is compared to the inflation rate. Now, when you compare to the exchange rate, that is dollar to naira, and at the point in time when you had your money in naira in that savings account, in exchange with the dollar, it was 280 naira to a dollar or 350 naira to a dollar. Now that it is around 500 to 600, right, you realize that the value of that naira is totally messed up because the amount of dollar it could buy before, it can't buy it anymore. So don't just save and keep money in the bank for no reason. It is not appropriate. You will become broke. You don't know how to save money. Don't let anybody cajole you or say, save, save, save because of a rainy day. It is raining every day. There's no rainy day. It is raining every day. So every time you're saving money, you save for a purpose. So it must be time bound. I am saving this money to use this money to do this thing at this time. Save for a reason and for a purpose. I'm saving to pay school fees. I'm saving to buy a car. I'm saving to buy a land. I'm saving to change my phone. I'm saving to go for a vacation. There must be a purpose, and once you save enough for that purpose, pull it out and serve that particular purpose. Wisdom is to save money so that you can invest it. Investing money is like sowing seeds that will grow. Nothing makes you as wealthy as becoming an investor. To invest is simply to plant your money and watch it grow. If you plant a seed, I assure you, you will not harvest a seed. If you plant 2 seeds, you will not harvest 2 seeds. It is always a multiple fold, not even double. Multiple, it multiplies. So investment is simply the sowing of money so as to harvest in the long run much more. And one thing that is common to this initiative of sowing and reaping is that the shorter the period, the shorter the value of what you're going to reap. The longer the period, the more you are going to reap. So long-term investment is wiser than short-term investment. Long-term investment will stay with you when you are too old and your energy is too weak to generate or to sow more. So a man that plants, for example, maize, will harvest in 3 months, 4 months, that you harvest your maize and you're okay. But a man that plants a mango tree will wait for 7, 8, 10 years. But when the mango tree begins to produce year after year, year after year, you need to not plant another one year after year. For as long as that tree is alive and you're alive, you will never go hungry again. Ladies and gentlemen, long-term investment is the wisdom of investment. If you have an opportunity to sow a mango seed, don't sow corn and maize. It won't carry you when your energy is gone and you can't plant anymore. A season will come called retirement when you won't have money to sow anymore. A season is coming when you will not have energy to chase businesses and run around anymore. Make sure you've planted enough mango trees and palm trees and cocoa trees that last longer but will give you seed and food and supplies till you enter your grave. Be long-term minded when it comes to investment. The last reason why many people are not wealthy is because they don't know how to invest. And I've just shared that right now. Don't invest. This one, I'm dropping it on you so that you can pick it and not miss it. Don't ever invest in any scheme where the ROI, that's the return on investment, is lower than the inflation rate. If they're saying, come and invest in this business and that business, and the inflation rate is 17%, and the return on investment is less than that, you are wasting the value of your money. You are crushing the value of your money. Look out for any investment where the return on investment is higher than the inflation rate. That's a good way to invest when you're considering short-term investment. That is what really profits you. So you sow in January, you expect an ROI in December. Make sure that that short-term investment has a return on investment that is higher than 17% inflation rate in Nigeria. The return on investment rate must be at least 25% to 30% for you to say, yes, I made something from this investment. However, it is wisdom to invest in something that has a lower return on investment compared to inflation if it is long-term. So it can be lower than inflation if it is the long term, because inflation will not remain at 17% forever. And such long-term investment is even an advantage because when you sow, when you have little, by the time you begin to harvest it, inflation will have appreciated the price at which you will sell and get your return. So for example, today, if you buy mango is a seed of mango for 10 naira and you sow it, there's a possibility that due to inflation, because inflation is something that occurs, there's hardly deflation, there's always inflation. That seed of mango that you bought for 10 naira, maybe at the end of the year, if you want to begin to eat it at the end of the year, you may get nothing from it. But if you wait for 7 years, in 7 years, that mango that is 10 naira may already have become 35 naira because of long term. So the cost to you is 10 naira, but the perpetual returns to you after a long period is 35 naira and over. That is how to invest. Ladies and gentlemen, wealth is your entitlement. Wealth is your entitlement, and you must master the steps in wealth creation. However, I want to share something that I call the number one wisdom key in building wealth. The number one. So I've shared with you the steps, but I want to share the number one wisdom with you. If wealth is about abundance of valuable items or money, if wealth is about the abundance of valuable items or money, the first question is, where is the money? Where is the money? So let's bring it home. We're talking about something you can activate today or tomorrow and begin to act based on what you've learned. Where is the money? Everybody wakes up in Nigeria today looking and scrambling for money, right? They call it hustle. They call it, every day you walk all around and they call sakpa or something. I don't know. Everybody is hustling because everybody is looking for what? Money. Where is money? Don't question it. I can tell you where money is. Money is in the possession of enterprises and human beings. That's where money is. Money is being held by people and by companies. That's where money is. Money is either with human beings or with companies. So if you go to a bank, any account is owned by a human being, a company, and the company can either be public or private. That means belonging to the government or belonging to an individual. Money is always owned by people and organizations. That's where the money is. All monies all over the world is either it's either a possession of a person or a possession of an enterprise. So if that is where money is, a logical question is, how do I make them give this money to me? So I want money. Money is with people or with organizations. What do I do that will make them release the money they're holding that ought to be theirs? How do they transfer ownership to me? How do I make them give me this money? Now, there are high-sounding philosophies and principles of marketing and business and all that stuff. No, I don't want to go there, because most of the time, the secret is not always in the obvious. The secret to making money is not in the obvious as much as the secret of a lot of things are not in what everybody knows. That's why it's called a secret. Let me tell you how to make money. How to make people give you money. How to make companies give you money. Now, don't forget that in companies, it is people that are in the company. So it's about making people give you their money or making people give you the money of their company. So it's still about dealing with people. Shall men give unto your bosom? There is a principle. It's simple. If you want to make money, if you want people to give you money, make people like you. That's all. Make people like you. And I'll explain. How do you make people like you? Why do you need people to like you? People buy good products from companies and people that they like. If they don't like you, they won't buy from you. In fact, they will want you to go down. Humans are more emotional and sentimental when it comes to exchange than logical. People buy from people they love and from companies they love. If they don't like your company, if they don't like you, they don't buy from you. Of course, that's why companies do what they call CSR, corporate social responsibility. Why? To make people like them, to make the community, the host community like them. They know it's important to be liked. It's not just in the quality of your product, it's in how friendly you are with the people that have the money that you want. So how do you make people working in organizations like you enough to give you the money of the organization? For example, you're a supplier to a particular organization. Why would they choose you over other competitors that want to supply? You have a company and you want people to buy from your company. Why should they choose you over other people selling exactly the product you're selling or even superior quality of what you're selling? How do you keep them coming to you? Because that's how to make money. You must be liked. You must be liked. Beyond your product quality, you must be liked. That is the secret. I tell you the truth. How do you make people like you in companies so that they'll give you the contract, they'll sign the approvals and make you do the job and not somebody else? How do you make people like you? Number one, be useful. Number two, be helpful. Number three, be supportive. Be useful, be helpful, be supportive. Be useful, be helpful, and be supportive. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. The wealthiest people, sorry about that. Sorry about that interruption. Successful people reward useful people, not relatives or friends. People who help to make their lives easier. Successful people reward useful people. People who help to make their lives easier. Successful people reward those who help them when they were struggling on their way to success. When they were struggling on their way to success, those who helped them, they reward them. Successful people reward those who supported their ambition, their dreams, and aspirations while they were at it. Government officials enjoy appointments because they supported the presidential aspirants. Managing directors reward loyal employees that supported them on their way to the top. Entrepreneurs reward people that invested in their businesses and gave them opportunities and opened doors for them when they were just building. People who gave approvals to them when they were struggling. People who made recommendations for them when they were struggling. People who introduced them to good contacts. People who built connections for them. People who promoted and defended them and protected their interests and funded their business when it was necessary. These are the people that they know. If you are in an organization right now, wherever it is and whatever your position, don't ever think your way to wealth is through bribery, by extortion, or taking advantage of people. Support people. Be there for them. Help them so that they will remember that they owe you. Be helpful. Be useful. Be supportive to people on their way to the top. Because they are the ones that can pull you up as well. People can feel entitled. Oh, he's my uncle, he must give me money. No, those that helped him when he was struggling. You see, a cup of water, when you're coming from the hot sun, a cup of water is better than a chilled bottle of wine when it's raining. People don't appreciate your gift when they're successful. And a lot of people give gifts to the successful so that they can get favors. People don't forget your small gifts when they were struggling and they were in lack. When you carry your money, your possessions, your time and support for those who are already made, they suspect your motive. When you support and give assistance to people that are on their way, they value it and they will reward you. The way to make companies to reward you is to be supportive, to be useful, and to be helpful to whomever it is that you find there. To make people support you and love you and give to you, you must sow support in their lives, you must sow help in their lives, and you must be useful to them. The more useful, helpful, and supportive you are to people, the more useful, helpful, and supportive you are to people, the more money will flow your way. Human beings are sentimental by nature, and I promise you, they are emotional than rational, especially Africans. They don't forget good deeds, and they don't forget bad deeds. When they arrive in that position to bless you and give to you and help you, they will remember if you were good or if you were not. So be good to people. It's how you treat them. It's how you relate. Be useful, be helpful, be supportive. You are entitled to becoming wealthy. You're entitled to becoming rich. You're entitled to becoming blessed. You're entitled to billions. You're entitled to owning a bank, owning an oil company, owning anything that you choose to own. But it requires men giving unto your bosom. How do you get it? It's not by qualification, by certification, by education, by prayer, by fasting. No, it's by investing support, usefulness, and help to everybody you come across, especially those on their tough journeys to the top. They will remember you and they will reward you. Get set and get ready for this major kingdom wealth transfer. It's coming to you. It's coming your way. Ladies and gentlemen, as I close, a reminder on the Commonwealth Financial Support Scheme that I mentioned when we started. And it is actually to help you preserve and even multiply the value of your funds for up to 300% in record time. Listen, it is not an investment, neither is it a loan facility. No, it's not. It is a support scheme you can easily subscribe to as other people are subscribing, and to help you tidy up and even grow, tidy up your current bills and growing future bills and even unexpected expenses. You need not be a victim of these hard times. No. Or be afraid of your financial future. So for inquiries on how this works, simply send Commonwealth, the word Commonwealth, send it via WhatsApp to 0802-569-6670, 0802-569-6670, and we'll share with you the details of how we can support you through this time. We want to be useful, we want to be helpful, we want to be supportive. So when you become a billionaire, you'll remember us and you will reward us. Very many thanks for your time and your attention. Muyiwa Afolabi is my name. Thanks for being here. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Have a great night rest. Bye-bye.